Hey you folks, Quilly18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Aurora Spreadsheet Simulator, aka 4X. But really, all 4X games are really just spreadsheet simulators. They might just have a slightly different front end, but it's all about manipulating the datas in the background, which is why we love them. What a better possible thing than that. Anyway, I'm keeping to spread out these labs a little bit because, I don't know, I'm bad at things or whatever. But there we have it. So we are still working to terraform Essentia, which is going to be our first planet that mankind is going to live on outside of the solar system. We have colonies with people on Mars, the Moon, and Mercury, but, you know, that's child's play. We're going to leave the sun completely. Deadmeat completed her overhaul, great stuff. Just stay parked there until we feel comfortable about sending you through another system. I'm holding off because I'm really worried, of course, that opening up a gateway into another system may uncover some enemy races. Right now, as far as we know, mankind is alone in the universe. We had to expand past Sol. We had no choice but to do that. But we found at least one good planet to work on. In fact, the Leuton system has some pretty decent stuff, too. Okay, expanded civilian mining, that's fine. And so now we don't feel the pressure to have to go through any more jump points. And so we're going to continue to play it safe, at least for a little while longer. Research lab on Earth. What's my power? Oh yeah, power and propulsion is doing this. That appreciably going to change time a little bit. I mean, every research lab still adds the same amount of science, but as like a percentage reduction in research time, it sort of starts to fall off, right? Because to have research time, you have to double the amount of labs that you have. So from going from 1 to 2, halves research time, but you'd have to go from 20 to 40 to have it again, which, you know, depends on how you do the math. There's like a diminishing return, which may or may not be accurate. Okay, task group, the jump gate task group 1 has once again finished its job, which it had that extra little jump gate over there. The barren system of Lumen does not have jump gates, so jump gate construction task group 1, which still has tons of fuel. I am going to get you to, I guess you're going to return to Earth, then jump through to Lumen. Did he automatically plot an intra-system jump? Hold on, let me see this again. Are they smart enough to do that? You're going to go to Earth. Holy crap! Because we have these Lagrange points. Okay, where are we? Right now, we're in Leuton. And our ship is here, and wants to go to the Sol jump point over there. So we have these intra-system jump points. So which one is it using? I didn't know it would do that automatically. That's beautiful! It's going from intra-system jump to LP. That's not particularly helpful. Because we got these 3, so I don't actually know which ones it's using. But it's hopping, it's probably going through here to LP2. Even though it's not really clear, but it's using that as a bit of shortcut. That's great! Okay, and then when you're in the Sol system, you're going to jump out to the Lumen system with a standard transit, and then you're going to go and build a jump gate. Oh, hold on. Remove. You're going to start by building a jump gate, returning to Sol. I didn't realize we didn't have those that one set up either. And then do the others. Okay, excellent. And that system really is barren. It's got 2 suns and nothing. I don't think it even had asteroids or anything like that. Very boring. It's going to be so cool. It's going to do a little jump through there. These jump ships are not fast. Although they are, you know, double the speed, triple the speed of our very first geological survey ships. Upgrades. Oh! Some beam tech finished as well. And it is always nice to, you know, keep spreading a few labs around so that people can get more promotions and move forward. Like, for example, getting the, you know, more beams over here. It'd be nice if Archie got a few promotions. We'll have Archie work on it rather than Sophia, because he's already got a higher rank, so he can work more labs, if that came up, which isn't really going to be a thing right now. So we're still terraforming Essentia. We're currently pumping greenhouse gases into the atmosphere of planet Essentia over here. And I think, yeah, it's already, it's above -10, so it's now hit that sweet spot. I'm just going to switch over to nitrogen production. I'll cap it at something like 0.3, although it won't have to get quite that high to hit what we want. We really only need, I guess we only really need 0.2 and maybe a little bit of change. To bring oxygen below 30%, right? Someone can probably do the math, but I'm not gonna. It's gonna be somewhere around there. And Yeah, and then once it hits below 30% oxygen saturation, it will be fully colonizable. And in fact, because it already has a colony, as like I've set it to be a colony, right? It's a colony, it shows up in this list. The moment it either has infrastructure or it has a planetary suitability of 0, it should get auto-colonized. Actually, I'm not sure if that's true. I know the trigger for getting civilian colony ships to bring colonists out here, as it does happen, as soon as there's infrastructure here, they would start shipping people over. I don't know if that's also true about the colony cost of 0. We might, for whatever the logic is inside, we may have to ship like 1 unit of infrastructure even though we don't need it, or we'll have to ship over some people ourselves manually. I think they're just going to start shipping it as soon as it becomes suitable, but we'll see how it goes. Did I sign the research lab? Nope. Terraforming rate. We'll probably want to get that up to like 10 labs or something. Still going to be quite far away in the future, but it's going to be nice. I love the fact that there are 2 suns in this system. It's very exciting. 5 research labs. Why? What just finished? What finished last time? Magazine feed system. Okay, let's get the terraforming rate up to 10. Probably missed that last time. You know what we're not researching, which is a bad, very double plus ungood thing? We're not researching any new sensors, which we absolutely need. I'd missed that. I mean, okay, we're pretty good on a lot of this tech. We're still going to want more. Some people are still not realizing the way that this is displayed. We've basically done no research on this. I realize it looks like it's almost done, but it's not. Some people are always concerned about that every video. It's not as bad as it looks. We do actually have pretty high level active grab sensor and EM sensor sensitivity at 30,000. That next level would be very expensive to research. We might still want to go and put in the time. And in fact, I think I will do that. It's going to change the time a little bit. But I'm going to pull off a few labs from there and go and give them to George Jackson over here. Just to bring that up. Still going to be 4 years away right now, but it's... we may give them some more labs. Right now, I'm not feeling the pressure to go and design the next generation of ship. So we'll slowly sort of tech up there while we do things that improve our terraforming, which is going to be really nice for us. And also work on new power, just to see if that will unlock new engines. I'm not 100% sure. Construction of... oh, research labs finished on Earth now. We started building more mass drivers, which I'm going to be happy about. We've got the extra lab as well. So hurrah, hurrah. So I just want to see this guy use the... oh! Do these little points orbit around? It does. Now, it jumped through this one and went there. I didn't realize they orbit around, which makes sense because Lagrange points do orbit. Did it know where this was going to be at the time? Maybe, okay, maybe that's why the command wasn't clear. And it didn't specify a specific point. It was just like, well, we're going to try to make a jump through one of these. We'll jump through the closest one and jump to the one that's the closest to our destination once we get there. That may be the way it was programmed. I don't know. Mass driver already done on Earth. What do we want to do next on Earth, if anything, industry-wise? I'm wondering if we should get more fuel production going on. I'm assuming we've got a massive pile of thorium, and we do. Which is probably a good sign that we could support a lot more fuel refining. These materials are going to be fine. We currently have 100 refineries. Let's build another 100. Probably won't even take that long. No, it's going to be done by the end of this year. So again, I use that as sort of a hint of, okay, what I'm demanding here is not a crazy amount. Just based on like cost and game balance, it's probably a very reasonable amount to ask for. And I know that when we design our military ships that don't have fuel-efficient engine, they're going to be drinking fuel like crazy, and we're going to be really happy we've done it. You know what it might be time for? We should be able to design... we've got a very large fuel storage. Hold a lot. 1.25 million. No, we're still researching the next one, right? As soon as we're done the next level of fuel tank... maybe I'm wrong. I guess I am wrong. Hang on, is it just an alphabetical issue? Oh, you know what? It probably because I hadn't closed and reopened the window. Refresh tech. There we go. Ultra large. There we go. I was like, hold on. ultra large, and we can get rid of the large fuel tank. So 5 million. Look at that, 5 million liters. And it's still only a 5,000 ton ship. Well, here's an interesting question. If this thing is supposed to escort our military ships, it's going to have to be small enough that it can actually jump with the fleet using one of the standard transits. We won't be able to make a squadron transfer with it because it's probably going to require too many ships to be around. But if we keep this below 10,000 tons, we can use our fleet to jump this into enemy territory. The question is, are we designing a ship that is a tanker that follows a military fleet, or are we designing a tanker that is just going to work alongside our Saurium fuel refinery? Actually, maybe I should just design the fuel refinery first. Is that what it would be called? Is it called fuel refinery? Fuel harvester, yeah. Because we do have somewhere the Saurium harvester component. So this would produce 80,000. So this is the same as one fuel refinery. Every year, it would... there's always a ratio of 1 Saurium equals 20,000 liters. So every year, this would change 4 tons of Saurium into 80,000 liters of fuel, which is really not very much. Although these are really huge components. Still, I mean, we can design this thing to be like, I don't know, 150,000 tons. What's our civilian capacity right now? On Earth, Shipyard, 163,000. And we haven't bothered increasing this in a good long time. I wonder if I should build another terraforming ship or two. Actually, shit, I should do that. I should have been doing this all along, I think. Why not? We've got just one slipway. It'll finish in 69, so we won't be able to start our fuel tankers until then. Or, what I'm going to do is get these guys to do continual capacity expansion. Maybe I won't design one that's quite 163. We'll plan that Arrow, Shadow, and Suns will build the fuel harvesters. And we'll probably... Here's the other thing. I don't necessarily need to build one giant mega fuel harvester. I could just, you know, have a little bit of a fleet and park them around whatever planet is the gas giant in the Wolf 359 system. That is a possibility. We do have to rename this, though. So, where is my subscriber list? Who wants to be a giant gas sucker? It is going to be... Hold on, I have to randomize. It is going to be Cord 44. So rename the class to Cord 44, fuel harvester. And I think you want to count as a tanker. Allows the ship to carry out fuel. I don't know if it matters too much. Also, I think this can be a conscript because I don't think the Saurium harvester cares about morale. I hope not. It's a question. I don't know if you can just Google this. Aurora Saurium harvester morale. Just opening a few pages here. I love it when you like search for that and it doesn't actually return, like the word morale doesn't show up on any of these pages. I don't think it does though. How do I like require, I need like advanced searches that like force this in. I'll have to figure that out in between. What's our timer at? I don't think we need it. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna design this as a conscript class. I don't think morale matters. God, I hope not. Which means deployment time doesn't matter. Yeah, see. Saurium harvester. Morale, like seriously. Give me info. Does morale affect terraformers or Saurium harvesters? Someone has asked on another page. These are the sort of things you would love to see in the wiki. Wouldn't that be nice to see in the wiki? Just an easy little breakdown. It doesn't actually tell us here. There's nothing here that tells us whether this module needs it or not. There's not like an easy way to clear it. Uh-oh. I want that page. Return to me an index. Sorry about this break, guys. Crew morale only affects weapons, reaction time, and surveying. Okay. See, the thing is, the tricky bit is that surveying part. Like, I totally get the idea that crew morale would only affect, say, military stuff. And yet, it's military stuff plus surveying. So now we know. So we can have a conscript. Deployment time does not matter because we don't care what morale, what happens to the ship morale-wise. None of that matters. We don't need any additional engineering space or anything like that because this is going to be a civilian vessel. We're going to go and give it our big commercial engine over here. And it's still going to move pretty slowly as we add more stuff over here. So let's add some more Sorium harvesters. There. It's going to generate just over 1 million Sorium per year. And it currently has enough storage for 5 million liters. So it's going to take 5 years to fill this bad boy up. That's probably way too long. Let's add more. Let's see if we can get to like 2.5. There we go. So it's going to generate 2.5 million liters per year. So it's going to take 2 years to completely fill up. Which is fine. It's got, infinite range over here because we have a very fuel-efficient engine. It's now only moving at 115,000 kilometers per second. Now, one of the things we could consider is, should this thing even move? I mean, maybe we could use it to move itself out to its destination. But then once it parks there, we could use faster tankers to go and collect the fuel. Collect the fuel from this and unload it somewhere else. And that might not be a terrible idea. Let's assume we're okay with having this move relatively slowly. So what it'll do is it'll unload its goods at planet Essentia. Every 2 years, it's going to make the trip out to Essentia relatively slowly. I guess it wouldn't cost us that much to just double its speed. But it's only, it's literally only every 2 years it's going to have to make the move out. A little sooner than that, actually, now that I think about it. And I suppose, I could, and there's no harm in it, hardly affects the size, increase to 10,000. So now we're back to like 4 years of filling, but it's generating 2.5 million liters of Sorium per year regardless, right? So it's only every 4 years it has to make the trip home, so its low speed is less problematic. Yeah, I think I like this. I think this is going to be fine. And then we can have more than one, so they can sort of cycle back and forth or do whatever. But altogether, like if we compare Earth right now, Earth is currently producing 12 million liters per year. It is going to increase it because I think we're doubling the fuel refineries. Yeah. So this is 12 million liters with that amount. So it's going to end up with about 20 million liters a year production. So we're doing, this one ship is going to generate 1/10 the amount of fuel that the entire planet Earth is doing, right? 12 million liters versus 2.5 million? Or sorry, 20 million versus 2.5 million? So that's pretty good. And that's only one ship, and we can build more than one of them. I think I'm happy with that design. There is something to be said about giving these guys a tiny little bit of protection in case some raiders come through and decide to blow up my ship that's got a ton of fuel, which make me a bit unhappy. So I'm going to go ahead and invest in like 10 layers of armor, and I'm going to give it a CWIS system over here. Still classed as commercial. This gives it a tiny ability to shoot down incoming stuff. These CWIS systems act completely independently. They don't need, as far as I know, they don't need anything else. I don't think they need their own sensors. I might be wrong about that. Aurora. I think they're supposed to be 100% completely automatic. They're completely self-sustained. Weapons, fire control, sensors. Okay, that was the thing that I couldn't remember. I know they had built-in fire control. I couldn't remember if they had their own built-in sensors, but they do. So we can give this guy a token defense against like stray missiles that are being flung at it while we are maneuvering our military underway. It's not going to add that much to the cost, and this is like a very important commitment. Let's go ahead and actually throw in a pair of those. I'm going to just feel better about that. And it's got enough armor to survive a few hits as well. Okay, because it can't move worth a bean. It's never going to be able to escape really too well, but there we are. So this is going to be the Cord 44. It's a tanker. It's a conscript. We're not going to have the deployment time in there, even though I should probably, for in-game flavor, right? Let's go ahead and do the in-game flavor thing. It doesn't really add much to the way of cost. We're actually, the crew is going to expect to be out 4 years at a time, because that's what we're sort of designing things at. They don't need the deployment time, but what the hell? Let's be a nice brutal dictator overlord. All right, it's going to take 1.2 years to build, given our current shipbuilding rate. which seems okay. It doesn't have a load time, unload time, because fuel loads instantly, so that's great. I don't think it needs anything else. We could give it some passive sensors, which actually may not be the worst thing ever. Because they would give us a little bit of warning that something might be coming towards it. Just some passive thermal sensors. Oh, that makes it a military vessel. Really? I wonder if there's a way to design a civilian thermal sensor. Maybe there's not. Alright, anywho, let's go ahead and... So that was 100,000 tons, right? 101. So it is going to take a little while before our other shipyard gets up to size. I think I'd stop building it because I was worried about running out of stuff, but that was probably silly. So we got the continual expansion. We are building another terraforming ship over here, and I probably should have kept building those as well. Not really a good reason to stop. Certainly, I don't think there's a good reason to build any military ships right now, but that'll be quite good. The other thing we might want to do is add a second slip to one of these, but I don't know if that'll affect the retooling cost. We might be okay with this. Alright, let's go back to some 5-year cycles over here. New colony ship, great. Jump gate construction. They don't move fast, but that's okay. Because they spend half a year at a time just hovering around a jump point, so putting too many engines on that wouldn't make too much sense. At some point, I want to redesign the next level of military engines to be more like just gas guzzlers, less fuel efficient. Minor bonus, But I'm wondering, and it's not clear here, if finishing the next level reactor tech will open up a new type of engine. It doesn't tell us in the description, which is a bit annoying. We're about a year away, a little less than a year away, before we find out if that's the case or not, because that's when that tech is going to finish. Alright, it's been 2 years since the last bulk reassignment, so a bunch of people have just gotten that done. We've got some promotions happening as well, congratulations. More civilian ships. And Jump Gate Construction 2 has just finished its orders. So where were you? Ah, excellent. Okay. So I think at this point, all of our jump points should have jump gates, except for a couple more in whatever it was, the Luton or Lumen system, where Jump Gate Construction 1 is currently positioned. So why don't you just go ahead, go to Earth, refuel, and then call that quits. I don't suppose there's like a mission to just like automatically... Oh! Build jump gates at nearest jump point. You could have automated that? Ah, for poop's sake. If I enable that... Nope. I wonder if you'll automatically go through wormholes and stuff. Now, we already have that queued up, so you probably don't have anything. Interesting. What are you up to now? No, you have no orders whatsoever. Yeah. And we still have the special order. Okay. Yeah, just go to Earth and refuel. That's fine. And technically, we can give your crew some time off, even though morale does not matter for this kind of ship. 15 inactive research labs on Earth. Wait, what did we finish last time? Colonization cost reduction. Nice. So that actually directly and instantly helps Mercury, because Mercury's sustainability or suitability and aka colony cost just went down a bit. So it can support more people with its current infrastructure, although it still has too many people. I think I'm going to add the labs to my existing dudes, as long as we're still saving about a week and change per lab over here. So we're closing in on like 5 days per. Okay, I don't think I'm going to commit any more labs over there. Let's go ahead and give the rest of the labs to the terraforming rate over here. Oh, there's the more research rate too. It's quite far away, because I think that was like a, yeah, that was an 80,000 point tech. So it's really far away. Which might still be, whoops, yeah, 30 days is fine. It might still be worth sending extra labs over there and trying to rush through it. But I'm going to be okay for now. Galasite on Holsteina has expired. So, or exhausted. So that's this planet here with my auto mines. It's still worth keeping the auto mines here. We'll mine out the rest of the uranium. That's okay. We're going to run out of uridium soon. Shield regeneration rate tech just finished, but we had something else queued up, so that's fine. Okay. Oh, let's take a look at Essentia, see how it's doing. I know, there's not a whole lot going on right now, and yet, it's pretty good. So, yeah, oxygen going down. Temperature continues to rise with the extra pressure. We're closing on a 50% nitrogen now, which is nice. It is nice that we had a little bit to start off with. It's certainly making life a little bit better for us. Oh yeah, between episodes, I was supposed to check out exactly what I have to do to get, like, that sector command stuff up and running properly. Because I don't think we've got anything like that assigned. I hadn't done it before. I don't think it's here. There's another screen for sectors. It's not fuel situation, or repair, or production. That's technology, it's not those. There's sectors here, and we don't have a sector yet. So yeah, I can't, I'm gonna have to double check how to create the sector. It's something I've seen before, and I just can't remember now. But if we did that, we'd be able to, because that's something above the fleet level that gives even more bonuses, sort of empire-wide. I think instead of a quarter, it's like 1/5 or something. Fuel refineries completed on Earth. And the maple syrup A and the durum, which I believe we're both working in the same system of Wolf 359, have completed all their grav stuff. Now, I can't remember, or their surveys. I can't remember if we've done it in Luton. I think we did, though. Because this is surveyed bodies. I don't see anything. And we are displaying all asteroids right now. Not just asteroids with minerals. We're destroying all asteroids. It looks like we are completely done all of our scans. So I think what we're going to do is tell both of these fellows. Actually, they're running very close to their limit. I think their limit was like 12 years, right? Or 10 years? So 120 months. So they're actually closing in on that. So I'm just going to tell them that they can go ahead and return home to Earth. We'll give them a refuel, and then we'll remove their orders, and they can just park there. Newton Drum as well. We'll move your special order. Just go through to the jump point, and then go to Earth and refuel, and just chill. Congratulations, you guys deserve some time off. Okay, failed to load any more terraforming installations. That's fine, which means Luna should now have a full set of 10 terraforming infrastructure. And we are a quarter of the way done. It's oxygen production. Wonderful. All right, well, we're going to put a cut in here. I'll try to check out the sector command thing between episodes, because I can't remember where you go to do that. And we'll pick this up next time. Thanks for watching, folks. Bye-bye.